Hey guys, it's Jenna Citrus, your favorite girl with a Robinhood account. Favorite girl with a random girl with a Robinhood account. So I'm here today to share 3 of my stocks that received some of their first dividends. So we're excited. So the numbers don't quite math because I got some of my shares in past the ex-dividend date, which happens from time to time. So I have 82 shares at the moment, and we have a new buy on our NEOS ETF Trust NASDAQ 100 High Income ETF, aka QQQI. And well, we have a fun little it's been a little less than a month since I've been invested. Well, a little more, somewhere in there. And we've had 34, maybe a little more, dollars of a return on close to $4,600. I'm gonna say thousand. Oops. Sometimes math is hard. But my shares that made it in before the ex-dividend date were only 62, so I did have 2 more buys that got in, but I didn't get any shares for those. But the dividend amount is $41.31 on 62 shares, and I have that set up to be reoccurring for now because I want to keep building my portfolio out until I get a nice little slice that seems fairly livable. But still, that seems like a pretty exciting number right now to be like, okay, $41, that's a nice little, what do you think? Well, half of a meal out, or maybe if I could take just myself out for eating. Usually that doesn't happen. Usually go out with someone else and it's like $100, but we're getting started. It's income that wasn't there before, but also a risk because these are in what's the word for it? Interesting. We had like a big jump this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. I feel like something usually happens around that time on the graphs. I'm not sure what it is, but again, it's just a random girl with a Robinhood account. I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't tell you what it is. But we're going to dig into BTCI, Bitcoin, high income EOS, again by NEOS. And I invested a little more than $7,000 in it, and I have lost some money on it, but we can think of it as recouping because we have a dividend coming up of $130. So if we get reinvested while the market's down, and also Bitcoin just did pew, so it kind of it makes sense. But it's also been doing this. So when I first bought this share, I think I put about $5,000 in, and let's see. I think I invested right around here. We'll call it April 29th-ish, but I got in right, well, probably here May 1st or so. I didn't get perfectly in at the bottom as so to speak. And then it did this for a number of times. It may have been here. There's a lot of troughs and peaks, and then it's done this again, but Bitcoin's done this, and it just tracks an index, so that's what happens. So I have 201 shares. Let's see how many shares I got in before the ex-dividend date happened. Let's see, 163 shares. So again, we have, oh, hang on, let me turn my phone off so we're not getting all these text messages. Boop. But let's show a little bit more. We'll dig back in. So on March 4th, yes, I did not know when the ex-dividend date was, and buying at the first of the month seems like a great approach, except you're not getting all those dividends for the time you're invested in the fund, which it happens. But this definitely got a dividend now, so we had 150 shares then. And I've just kind of slowly been dollar cost averaging in, or just when I see that the market's down, or I'm just feeling like I have a little bit of money to invest, I'll throw it in one of these funds and say, let me do a little bit here. And so we've got our now we've got an order pending for $130 of, I'll call it free money with quotation marks. Again, risk, but high risk, high return, hopefully, right? Is that what we say? So again, building the portfolio. This is not investment advice. I'm just a random girl with a Robinhood account who watched some YouTube videos, who thought it would be a good idea to buy some of these things. So my only qualm with the NEOS S&P 500 high income ETF is just the short shelf life on it. I mean, it's longer than some of them from 2022, but it just seems like from 2022 till now, it's only gained $3 if you look at this graph. And then if we look at another graph that shows how much we got in dividends, I think that's around, is it 13% per year is about what you've had your dividend payout rate at. So the growth on the chart is fairly low, but the growth in your bank account or your payout or your dividend reinvestment strategy is fairly high. So, but hey, I'm up a little bit. We've got $23 coming back on our close to $3,500 investment. And let's scroll down. So we have 67 shares at this moment. And our dividend amount is $25. We have less invested in this fund, but feels a little lower, but that's okay too. Cash covered calls. So let's see. Oh, and how many shares is that on? Only on 47 shares, so that's what's going on. Those shares didn't get bought before the ex-dividend date. So we're playing ex-dividend dates with all of these, and I'm hopeful to be back at the beginning of next month. We can dive in, see a bunch more shares, go through all of the cash covered calls that I hold in my portfolio, and hopefully have some really fun dividend reinvestments to be like, ooh, look, we made this. Ooh, look, this is fun. So seems like we should make a spreadsheet, right? Feeling a spreadsheet coming on. Love me a good spreadsheet. So thanks for stopping in, dropping in, and I hope you appreciate spending some time here, taking a look through the cash covered calls. And if you want me to dive into any of the other ones that I have in my portfolio, here's a quick little glance right over here. There's some QQQI, some GPICs. Yes, I'll call it sucker with quotation marks that had to buy into the ROCY and ROCQ. I saw a YouTube video that was just so tempting, but I just put a little bit in because I ran it through we'll use the words, financial advisor. Claude. He's the new ChatGPT or whatever we want to call him. And he said, don't buy it, it's so new. And I'm like, it's new, but it's doing similar things like the JEPQ and JEPI, and it's by the same people. It's by JP Morgan. Does this really seem like a bad thing to invest in? So Claude said not to invest, and he's like, hold your horses, don't do it. And I'm like, what if I just bought one? What if I just bought 4 more? What if I just bought? So we'll see here. I think on the 1st is when we'll see our dividends start to hit. So wish me luck. I don't think I have a cost basis because I bought it in one of my other portfolios and then bopped it over here. But yes, I did buy 5 shares. Shame on me. Want to buy more. Ugh. Problem is real. It's like, this is like shoes for me. I'm not a big shoe person or like shopping or all these things, but you show me some BTCI at a discount rate and I'm like, ooh, I gotta get me some of that. So, oh, yep, there's JEPI and JEPQ. I feel like I since need to retract my JEPQ JEPI statement because they have been around longer, and I don't know, I just feel, let's see, there's 21. How much longer? 2020. So I don't know. I feel like they're promising, although that's all right. We've only gained $6 in the time, but we've had some crazy payouts. So I think that's a bit of a trade-off. It's like if you're dividend reinvesting in this strategy, but for these 2 funds, it is capital taxed at capital gains rate. So you just want to keep an eye on that and keep your capital gains number in check. Because, and again, this will be me having to Google, but I think it's around, I'm not a tax advisor, but $48,000 you stay at a lower rate, or you just stay with your income, and then it just starts getting kind of worse from there, going up with your income bracket. But if it's taxed as a long-term payout or a dividend, then you get a little bit of preferential treatment, and you can get into the 0, 15, or 20% income tax brackets. So just kind of keep an eye on that. I don't have huge positions in these, and I'm probably not adding much to them, but it's, I mean, the payout rate is pretty great. So that's always something fun to say. It's like we're visiting the JEPQs. And a lot of these funds hold very similar things. So, you know, I think we've already had our first reinvestment period. Let's see. So currently we have, well, bounce it back up real quick. Sorry about that. We have 95 shares because we've been buying a little bit. Let's see. But our dividends came at, oh, yep, on almost 94 shares. So yeah, that's got the full rate on that. So about $55 per month, which seems pretty great and pretty exciting. You get enough of these going on, and I don't know, seems like a fun little income basket, but we'll run the math, run some numbers, and see what happens. But thanks for hanging out, stopping by, and until next time, bye! Take care, have fun, and signing off from your favorite girl with a Robinhood account. Doo-doo-doo! All right, Now I have to figure out how to turn off the screen recording. That's a whole little thing. Stop.